Hi everyone. As I'm sure you already know, for all those who played in YBS Band, it was a very special time. Today's video features my friends and I having a little chat about some of those memorable moments that meant so much to us as people, as players, and obviously as musicians. All our moments have left a lasting impact on us all, and I hope you enjoy sharing them with us today. We all shared special moments whilst being in YBS Band. What were yours?
Going back to Bergen, the Euros in '96, we were up against what were a very, very strong Black Dyke band. On the repertoire, that there was Revelation and I think a piece called Sade, Arvid Nilsson.
Yeah.
But they were, for us to go, we shared the same plane with them going over. It was pretty tense. Really, they probably were the favourites to win that. But however, YBS wasn't at that time. It wasn't probably the band it developed into in the late '90s and early 2000s. So for us to win and actually beat them was a huge achievement back then in '96.
And we won off 2 number 1 draws, didn't we?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it was this tiny little plane, wasn't it? Was it called a Fokker 50? And it was like the band were they were on one side and we were on the other, and it was just awful. And then when we arrived at Bergen Airport, it's tiny, and everyone's just waiting on all their instruments coming off, and it was like, oh my god.
You flew with Dyke, didn't you, Cowan?
That was my
No swearing.
that was my first year at Dyke. I'd just come up from music college, and so I didn't really know much about top flight banding. I was completely green, and I do remember being at the airport and seeing someone from YBS. I think it might have been you, Sheona, I'm not sure, but I thought, oh, I'll go and speak to them. Yay, fantastic! And then a couple of lads from Dyke went, "Oi, don't go over there. Don't speak to them. We don't speak to them." It was unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Mike, you want to say something?
Just on Sade, I think that was an important moment for the band for lots of reasons, because it's the first time that we've been kind of head on in a big contest with a band that was a kind of supercar at the time in Black Dyke. We weren't really expected to win that. But I always remember, obviously, that performance, but I remember in the build-up, it was so intense, and there was that kind of rhythm. Actually played it wrong all the time, but nevertheless, Dave King was on about this rhythm all the time, and not to give any names away, but one of the lads who was playing drums, who's the world leading expert at rim shots, he that time had become, that time had become in with a young lady who played in the other band that was at the time, and he was spending a bit of time with her and trying to get this rhythm right. And Dave said to him, he was getting him to play it, and he said to him, "You need to forget everything else in your life for the next 2 weeks." He said, "It's just about these pieces and this contest." He said, "Drop the blonde." And he did, and we won. So it's all good.
Yeah, I can still remember that rhythm as well. Oh my god, yeah.
That was the first time I ever heard YBS was there, and we had a concert with you guys on the Sunday, Manga and YBS, didn't we? And we played Just As I Am together. I seem to remember, yeah. And I just remember sitting there playing, thinking, "Dear Lord, that I want to be there." And then Dave saying to me afterwards, "Yeah, you can."
Yay! And that's your journey began. Brilliant.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Just a small thing, really. But in the really early days of YBS, because the band was so young and we were sort of finding our way, a lot of the bigger bands didn't really take us seriously at all. And nobody ever used to call it YBS. They used to call it Yorkshire Building Society. And as time went on, it got shortened to YBS. And some of the bigger bands started calling us YTS because of the youth training scheme. They used to nickname us YTS. And but that didn't last very long, because as the years went by, we started knocking a few of them over, and then we suddenly stopped calling us that. But yeah, the YTS band.
That concert in Lucerne, when Peter played Memory, and it was top of my list. I've written down memorable stuff here. That was just an awesome experience. Obviously, Pete playing as he does, and the band playing well, and just with Peter leaving, and it was a really emotional experience on stage for Peter, especially, and for the band, as well. And it's one of those moments where you'll never forget it. And yes, it was bittersweet because Peter was leaving, but it was such an experience to live through together,
Yeah.
It's definitely top of my list. I'll never forget it. It was a great night.
I was sobbing so much on the stage that when we came off the stage, between going to the hall to the pub, some random woman came running up to me in the train station and thrust €200 or something on me. I can't remember what or Swiss francs, and said, you couldn't speak much English, said, you cry, here, drink, like that, and gave me that. So we went to the bar with that. So thanks, Pete. I got my drinks paid for.
I think embarrassingly, we have to admit we're all in tears that night.
And so it was very sad, but it was I think the emotional connection that we all still obviously have. I mean, we've not seen each other for a long time. We sort of one occasionally see each other, bump into each other, but I don't know about you, but just talking now, it's like it was yesterday. It literally is. It's like we were just still all together in that band.
It is, and it is a very, very, it is, and it's a very special club as well. It really is this. Yeah. And when you said we were going to do this, I was so excited. I was very quick time in the band, but my God, it meant so much. I can't begin to tell you. Brilliant.
I think we haven't mentioned the European Gala concerts, have we, really, which were always pretty special, weren't they? I mean, I didn't do all of them, but I mean, certainly Cacrada was one, Montreux, another one. I mean, which were great occasions, and I mean, they were just, topped off by winning the contest, of course, in Montreux. But I think all of them were very special at the time. I mean, we did a lot of them, obviously, but particularly the Swiss one, I think that was my sort of last one, really, with the band, European-wise, after we won the hat-trick, So that, I think all of them were great occasions for the band, weren't they?
Yeah, my favourite was Birmingham and Windows of the World, and Rainforest was like one of my most.
The Blackpool and X again.
Yeah, we got to wear different stuff. We got to wear things that we actually looked nice in. It was really great.
Can I just quickly jump in there?
Yes,
just to point out that during that gala concert, the CD player actually did work. That's the same concert that didn't work.
Oh yeah, because it was like.
It did work, and we got a big cheer for that.
Brilliant.
When we played in 2003 at the Open, when it was the two planets, Venus and whatever, we were at the band practice before we went, before we went to the symphony hall, and my mate Stan was in rehearsal, and after we'd just done a little warm up, David says to Stan, he says, "I don't think Pete's going to play today." He says, "Because it's a nasty part, that Venus." And Stan says to him, "Well," he says, "I've known Pete a long time," he says, "and he's got another gear." He says, "He's got a contest gear." He says, "Just watch him wait." Anyway, after we'd played that Venus First Moment, everybody knew who'd won the competition. We just romped through last one, the Mars thing. Anyway, and as we come off stage, David went first off and I went next on after him. And we got into the corridor and he put his arm around me and I looked at him, I says, "Cometh the hour, cometh the man." And I walked away. And, but he'd push my buttons by telling Stan, because he knew Stan had told me.
Okay.
He'd push my buttons, Andy.
Well, it was worth it, wasn't it? Because that was a most amazing performance. I still remember.
My memorable moment is when I played Flowerdale in Glasgow, when we'd won. We didn't know then, but we'd won the double hat trick by winning both sections of the contest. And since then, someone's uploaded it to YouTube. I don't know who's done that. I don't even know how to go about doing that. But it's become iconic. And you don't know when you're doing these things, do you? That something's going to become iconic, and for whatever reason, this is how soprano cornet players are measured, by this one performance in Glasgow.
Can I just apologise for splitting the top A, Pete? Sorry about that.
And it's on every one.
I know. They're never taken out.
No.
But Pete, just talking about that, I think for people, I think they'd be quite interested, because it was really, it was such, the Europeans, on the run-up to Europeans, was like the most exciting sort of month before, wasn't it? Like, just as a musician, they're my favorite memories, and it was just like the intensity, the quality, the learning the new music, playing, realizing that you were playing pieces like that no one else played them like that, because Dave was just so brilliant with his interpretations and what he brought from it. But then playing a test piece, doing it again, sometimes on the same day, sometimes the day after, and then you finish that and it's like, oh no, it's not over, right back, we've got to go and rehearse now, and learn all this music. And it wasn't just like stuff we'd been doing in concerts, it was like a brand new project that we all featured as soloists to do. And then what did it feel like for you, Pete? I mean, because that performance of Flowerdale is iconic, and Spheres was a real blow, and so was St. Magnus. You stood up at the end of all that, and that's for me why it is iconic, because people know that. And you, halfway through that concert program, still managed to absolutely obliterate any soprano player that's ever lived in the world by playing like that. What was going through your mind when you played that solo?
Well, it was just another concert performance. That's what we did. That's what we trained for. That's what we did. And that's all it was, another concert performance.
Once again, some long-lasting memories there for you and for us. I'm going to leave you today with that iconic performance from the one and only true legend, Peter Roberts and Flowerdale.